YouTube. So today I want to talk about 5 witchy habits that have made me a better witch overall. And I just kind of want to talk about these because they're things I've kind of like slowly but surely worked into my everyday life as I'm trying to become a better person in general. And I find I'm just much better off if I'm doing the things and it makes me happy. Alright, so anyway, 1. Start the day off with magic. And this can be really simple as just waking up and the very first thing I do is I grab a drink of water or I go make my coffee and then I just have my coffee at my altar as opposed to having it out in my kitchen or elsewhere. There's something about like coming to my altar first thing in the morning, lighting a candle, just having coffee here and letting my mind kind of like wake up and come out of whatever space I'm in, that just really puts me in a great mood. And just having a moment in sacred space to do that every morning has really improved my mood for some reason. I can't even entirely pinpoint what it is. Maybe it's just that I'm giving myself the space to be spiritual and witchy first thing in the morning, or maybe it's just that, yeah, coffee always makes me happy, but something spiritual first thing that you start your day with. Number 2 is nature. Spend some time in nature. Go out every single day and have a little bit of it. And I've realized this after I was trying a new workout routine to get my health in order, and the workout team was working really well, but I felt myself getting really tired more frequently and just feeling really stressful. And I realized because before my workout routine involved going outside and taking long walks in nature or having my coffee outside in nature. There was waking up at a certain time in the morning, for me it's 5 a.m. to go out before the heat in the Arizona sun gets too hot and I can actually enjoy it. I put on some gym shoes, make sure I have some semblance of okay outside clothes on, and then I go outside and I go for a good 20-15 minute walk before it gets too hot and before everyone is awake yet. It's like the sun's just coming up and I can have a lovely walk by myself with some music in my ears and just enjoy waking up that way. Number 3 is to read something every day that has to do with witchiness or spirituality. And this doesn't necessarily come in like opening up a book and sitting down every day or every night and reading it and having some time to myself. While I do very much enjoy that and that can be a part of my routine if I feel called to, if there's a certain book that I'm like really wanting to dive into. But mostly what I end up doing is just taking a minute and reading a full blog post. Like, I don't know why, but for some reason researching and doing spirituality on a written and reading level becomes almost a superfluous gift to me. Like, I don't allow myself to have it all the time, which is weird. So if a blog post pops up from, I don't know, What the Puck or something in my email box and that I seems interesting, or someone posts something interesting on Facebook on one of their blogs, and I want to click on it and see like, oh, that's interesting, let's go into that, like, and it just catches my eye for a second, I let myself read it. I let myself take a minute and read that thing, or I let myself slow down for a minute and open up my book and at least read a paragraph every day. Because something about consuming spiritual stuff too, even as small amount as it is every single day, because it only takes me, what, 5-10 minutes to read through a couple paragraphs or a blog post at times, unless it's like really long and there's like great information in there I need to digest. So 5-10 minutes, I can do that in any day, that's not a problem. And it makes me feel like, oh yeah, I am still seeking new answers. I am still going out and reaching for things, and it's sparking new information and new things within me as I am seeking out these things, as opposed to just like letting it be. Number 4, let my intuition pick something. I have not been that great with my intuition lately. I used to be extremely intuitive when I was younger. It was to the point where like I wouldn't even hang out with people if I had a bad feeling just somewhere in me. I'm like, no, that's a bad idea. And yet I recently had a really hard decision to make of where I would like to possibly move to from this point once I have acquired the money to move. And I had all this sickness in my like body. It was just like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But all the logic and all of the, everything practical about it seemed like the right decision. And then I did a tarot card reading for myself as opposed to this other place I want to end up. It's got a lot of benefits and a lot of negatives to it as well, but it sung in my soul and it felt so good. And I realized for some reason I have let logic, which definitely has its place at times, but I've let it overwhelm my intuition too much. I used to be very good at following it and finding things with it. And now I can't do that thing. But allowing myself just to, I don't know, like if I'm picking a hard-boiled egg to eat, which one do I want to eat? Well, just which one feels best? That one. Go with that one. And allowing myself to have those little bits of choices throughout my day that seem inconsequential in some respects, but allowing my intuition just to do the picking with that. because I do believe your intuition should have a major role in picking decisions that are for your greater life. That's how you realize what is good for you, or what you really want, or what the universe is calling to you. Like, that is how you live your best life, is when you follow your intuition a bit. If you have a gut feeling, if you're going, no, I don't want to do that, and I can't even tell you why, but I just know, then listen to that. And if you allow logic to overwhelm you too much with stuff, then you push it to the side, and suddenly it's become really hard when I try to call on it at times. I'm like, I can't decide. I can't feel the feeling that tells me, yeah, this is yes, or this is no immediately, and where I used to be able to do that so easily. So allowing myself every day to have a little bit of intuition. Pick something. Just let it, something inconsequential. It just helps to keep the intuition bug growing. Number 5 is purging my brain with writing, specifically. Now, I am not one of those people that feels like physical writing is like the be-all, end-all. I definitely type on the keyboards at times because my hands just can't keep up, but the fingers on the keyboards can sometimes, with the amount of thoughts that flow through. And this is so important to do a brain dump at some point during the day, because I have found that a lot of times, most of the things that are clogging up my brain are spiritually and or like life-affirming related every single time. Like, if I am really stressed out, it has nothing to do with that small menial thing that I forgot to do or type in. It's because I'm having a mini existential crisis, and I don't even realize it until I suddenly dump everything onto the page and realize that what is consuming my thoughts for majority of the time or day is something that needs to be worked through. I realized this recently with the whole crocodile fiasco. I'm making some strides with it. I may update you guys on a video soon about that. We'll see, depending on how firmly I feel about it. I don't know. I don't like talking about things on this channel too much unless I've kind of like worked through it. In an answer sense, like, I'll ask questions, no problem, but if I'm like, this is how I now feel about something, well, then I want to be like, sure. So, but that was one of the things that it came into my brain, and I just couldn't even think straight, and it was getting to the point where I was like stressing myself out. And then the minute I brain dumped everything, I realized that that was what was stressing me out. It wasn't that the raise I got at work wasn't equivalent to the amount of stuff I was doing. It wasn't that I had all these other things that were stressing me out. Those are the things I was complaining about. What was bothering me was these weird dreams I was having about crocodiles. And what was really bothering, and I've noticed that now as I continue on, where it's like, what's really bothering me is my decision on where to move. Even if that's not a decision I need to make right now, I feel like I need to. I feel intuitively I'm being called to make that decision, to lay the maybe spiritual universal groundwork to hopefully open up something with that. And that was what's stressing me out. And I didn't even realize it till I brain dumped it all into my lovely mirror book. These are the things that really get me, is that I have this and I've been using it as only when I feel something has been calling me to write something spiritual, right? So it's like, yeah, spiritual. Then I realized, no, every single day something is probably bothering you spiritually. So these pages have filled up extremely quickly. I was probably only like here earlier, and now I'm clearly like all the way to here. Like, half the book has almost been filled. I'm gonna have to burn these pages soon and fill it up again, because I've been just mind dumping every day into my beer book on a consistent basis. And it's been great. It allows me to have more peace and breath, and it feels like more clear. And it also allows me to really realize, what is it that I want? What is it that's really stressing me out? What is it that is my brain even is pushing me to do? If I'm ignoring my intuition, what is something that just this really calls to me? And I can look back at this and go, oh, clearly there's a common theme here. Like, just writing things down in general every single day, just getting what's in here onto something physical in this realm, just makes it so much easier for my brain power, and then allows me to realize where exactly what direction I want to go, what spell needs to be cast next. Anyway, those are my 5 witchy habits, or 5 spiritual habits that help me be a better witch. Leave some down in the comments below if you have something that you do on the regular. Doesn't have to be every day, maybe a weekly, monthly basis that just makes you feel like, yeah, if I do this, make myself do this, I'm a better witch. I can conduct my magic better. This is, ooh, it's so much better if I do this thing. Like and subscribe for all about these videos. I make new ones every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.